Hello everybody and welcome to one more video on big units. This time it's the second video on World War II aircraft, and this time it is, as you can easily see from all these crosses that you see everywhere, it is the German Luftwaffe. Um, Something also that started decades ago. I think this one was one of my first built, or maybe this one, I don't know, built maybe 40 years ago. But recently, of course, things kept on increasing. Also, thanks to Altaya. Most of these models are plastic models, but there is plenty of Altaya. Even same model several times. Because Altaya and Luppa started to make these 1/72nd, relatively cheap models and of high quality, in my opinion, which of course helped to increase the numbers. So let's see what's on top of the table. The Germans had, in fact, over 150 different types, different models of aircraft. Some of them, of course, produced in just a few numbers, two or three, but others produced in the thousands. Um, so there is here what 40 aircraft, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, not even that. 5, 10, 15, 20. There's around 30 plus aircraft. Intended obviously for wargaming, with their landing gears retrieved, exceptuating of course the Stukas and the ones that can't do it because of their own ergonomics, of course. And the idea is to have not very special models that were produced only in very few numbers, but of course the mainstay of the Luftwaffe, things like the Messerschmitt 109, the Stuka 87, the Focke-Wulf 190, that kind of stuff. This is what you can see here in more or less reasonable numbers. So starting with the period of the Blitzkrieg, you have here the Heinkel 115, this famous float plane, which was also used as a bomber. The idea is, of course, to use it in the Scandinavian campaigns, mostly. Also used in the Mediterranean, but mostly in that northern part of Europe. And the model, I think it is Revell. In fact, Revell, Italeri, Matchbox, Airfix, obviously, and Altaya, and some specific aircraft from other smaller brands are the brands used here. So it is not a very complicated collection to be made. Still on the Blitzkrieg period, particularly particularly useful for the Polish campaign, you have this Junkers 86 by Italeri. Again, all canopies are painted blue in order to make the construction easier and to, of course, to follow our master's indications, Master Richard and Master Colin, which makes them like this. So I also copy them in a very slavery way, if I can call it. So more of the first part of war aircraft. Stuka, obviously, Airfix. You have here, then, this is a Heinkel what? This is a Heinkel, if I'm not mistaken, this is a Heinkel 111. And mostly, sometimes I recognize the brand by the pilot. If I look at the pilot is barely seen over there. So really I can't tell you what brand it is. Maybe Revell also. Then some Airfix Messerschmitt 109. This one painted as the one that shows up in the first Osprey campaign about France 1940. This is that famous aircraft I told you in the last video about the French. This is the aircraft of Mix. That not very good person to have as a friend that I told you in the last video. So this is the murderer of Wiesbaden. And then you have here the this is what? This is a Heinkel 46, if I'm not mistaken, and this is extremely light aircraft because it is in fact a vacuum formed model from I don't know which brand. So here's the guy, also used in the first few months of the war. Fiesler stores, of course, useful almost up to the end of the war for liaison, for transport of the commands of several armies and things like that. Then some Messerschmitt 110, some Zestrolers as they were called. This is an advanced model with radar, of course. This is a more plain variant. Useful from the beginning of the war almost up to the end. You have here Dornier DO-17, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. It is DO-17, yeah. Again, I don't know if Airfix or even Matchbox, I really can't remember. And then you enter here the desert. You have here a Messerschmitt 109. I don't know if I used the one of Marseille or not. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. And another Messerschmitt 110 Stuka with this very beautiful livery that makes the Stuka in the desert extremely appealing for modelers. And you have also an Heinkel 111. So you can use this almost in several periods of the war, but I mean, painted like this, it is reduced a little bit to the Mediterranean, obviously. Then you enter here the Barbarossa period, if you want. I mean, you can use some of them over there for Barbarossa, of course, but then you enter the Russian campaign, Soviet campaign of 1941, 42, 43. You have here a more advanced, you can see a different canopy on the Stuka. This is Altaya. Heavy one. There's another Stuka here with the 37mm anti-tank guns on the wings. So it's a tank killer, also very famous model. Then you have several Messerschmitt 109s with bigger rotors in front of the engine, making them probably the G version, if I'm not mistaken. Some of them are exactly the same. For instance, this one here. No, in fact, they're all different. They're all different, or maybe this one is something. No, it is. They're all slightly different. Or maybe this one is the same as this one, and maybe I discarded that number 1 for him to look different from this number 2. But if I'm mistaken, they are the same model. Yeah, I think they are. This one is slightly different. Maybe this is a Luppa model. Then you enter here some Ensho 123. 2 different ones. This one is Altaya, the other one is plastic, maybe Revell. There is a Zebel over there, also used more for liaison, for transport of high-ranking figures and things like that, and also for training, if I'm not mistaken. But a relatively useless thing, of course. And then you are in the last part of the war already. Here is some Focke-Wulfe. This is the Focke-Wulfe of Pip Spriller, used to strafe the British landing beaches, of course, famously during the Normandy landings. This one is, and this one I think it was Airfix, if I'm not mistaken. So this is metal, Altaya. This one I think is metal also, yeah. Altaya, or maybe this one is Luppa and this one is Altaya, because this one is slightly lighter, yeah. And the Altaya is much heavier, yeah. It's like that. And then some Focke-Wulfe for B-class interceptors, intercepting. Sorry. So it is the TA-152. Not much useful for wargaming, for ground attack and things like that. Like most of these guys that I spoke about are, but even so, they are here. And then, lastly, some again Altaya here, or Luppa, maybe here. Here is Luppa. This one is Altaya. This one is also Altaya. This is an Heinkel. What is the name of this Heinkel? Let me see, because I have a paper. Sometimes I'm saying this. Let me check. Which is this Heinkel? Heinkel what? Heinkel 123. Yeah. This is the Heinkel 123, completely useless for wargaming, but even so it stays. This is also a two-seat Messerschmitt 262, relatively useless. These ones are better, of course. You can see them in those last raids of the German Luftwaffe, Operation Bodenplatte, and those things like that. Also in the Ardennes campaign, trying to stop the Russians in the Oder front and things like that. And this is it. And there are still two V2s here, two Vliederung bombs. This is from I think, if I'm not mistaken, from Eastern brand. I don't remember exactly what. They are still on their mounts. Of course, this is a complete made up thing. It couldn't be like this. Only if by accident they could also release their supports. In fact, it would be very good if they had. They would have killed less civilians, even if it was not, as everybody knows, a very successful weapon. And I think everything is shown. Even if there is plenty of aircraft on the table, it is a relatively quick video to make, and I think I didn't forget anything. Yeah. So I hope you have enjoyed. I tried to place here the Italians, but it would be too much. Italians on their own are enough to make a video, because I love Italian aircraft, as I love French aircraft. They have a charm of their own. I don't know why. Those models built in the 30s are always, for me, is extremely tempting. And then there will be other videos about the Japanese Air Force, the Soviet Air Force of World War II. So wait for them, okay? Thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed, and see you next in another video of another big unit, maybe a big aircraft collection. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.